Well, I thought it was incredible, so I was excited to share
Mr.
that.
Wonderful.
I had to ask Mr. Wonderful if it was okay if I shared about the podcast because it literally is our little thing, but I think it transfers really well. And the last thing I'll say is tell them what they're doing great. Our boys really, really, really need to hear from us that we respect them. Um, uh, there's a lot of research out there about that, almost to the point of being like, am I overdoing it? And they say you can't overdo it.
Wow.
Hey, I really respect the way you're handling things. I really respect the way hey, I heard you reached out to your sister. I really respect you for managing your relationships. And so just really telling them who they are, just give them great specific encouragement about what they're doing well. And then this is the time to begin to open up and say, hey, listen, you probably don't know this about me, but when I was in college, I went off the rails my freshman and sophomore year. When I think about my own personal testimony, I think about how if my parents had not given me the freedom to mess up, I would never have known what it was like to live without Jesus. Because I had grown up in a world where I didn't know a world without church or Jesus or God. It was just, I believed it from the beginning. I don't remember a time when I really, but when I walked away and had my freshman, sophomore year of college and went buck wild and left Jesus behind. Those were the years that made me like, oh, I thought it was better without him, but I was
Mm,
wrong. And I came back. And so, from the head to the heart is experience. And as much as that's what connects and lays roots in our heart. And so if we do not allow our children to have these experiences, they don't see any application. And
wow.
when they get burns, they recover, but then they believe you. That's how we find the truth, I think. And we just pray that it's not life altering, that decisions they make. Certainly we need to jump in, when we see them doing something that
Hmm.
could harm them like that, but we also can't control that. So
Yeah.
I look at my own testimony. I'm really thankful that my parents let me experience life in my own terms and find out the truth about what happens when you do.
Wow. Gosh. Sharon, what I love about you is that this is who you are. Like, I know many people listening right now are like, can I just sit with her for $300? It's like, yes, actually, you can hire her as your coach. So I'm going to link to her. This is what she does. And so thank you for sharing a piece of this with us. And I know that you've been intentional about wanting to be helpful and encouraging. You've got mounds of notes, you've prayed over it. So my last question to you, is there anything in those beautiful notes and anything God's put on your heart that you feel like, I think I was supposed to share that and we didn't get to it? I just want to give you space to end with anything that you feel like you didn't get to that you want to do. But it was more than enough and perfect. But I always want to just let you have the last word.
I've got one. I just
Yes.
looked back.
Yes.
Okay, I want you to make a goal for your relationship with your kids. Every single kid. That goal can change. We had said earlier, how do we want you to feel? That's one aspect of aligning your behavior so they feel the way you want them to feel. But what is the goal for the relationship? And that goal changes based on the season. And so when you're raising adult children, I don't know if there's a better goal than to just say, my goal is to stay connected. Because when you get into a crosshairs, like, okay, you and Ella, you have go to crosshairs over something during this stressful season of graduation, and you mistake your goal as wanting to be anything, right? Figure out your own feelings, anything. You're like, no, my goal is stay connected. Hold on, let me back up the train. What do I need to do to stay connected to Ella? I've got to take 10 minutes on my own, figure out what's going on with me, because my goal is not to take care of me in relationship with her.
Mm,
It's to stay connected. And so that goal, whatever that, you could define that goal in a season where I had a season where I didn't enjoy one of my kids at all. They were not enjoyable at all. And I was given the advice by another mom to make the goal that at the end of every day, I would pray their strengths over them,
wow.
because I was literally praying their sin for them. Like, I was like, Lord, help us not be mean to our brother. I mean, I was like, to me, they just were insufferable in that season. And she said, no. And I remember thinking, well, all I got is, well,